Hello, sweet friends. Welcome back to the Farmhouse Table. We are going to kick off the first day of fall, so it's Sunday, with a delicious slow-cooked meal. Now, the recipe is from allrecipes.com, and it says to cook it stovetop for like 2 hours, but I don't want to run my gas range that long, so I'm going to start off on the stove and move to the oven. You can also do this in the slow cooker as well. Just whatever you have time for, whatever floats your boat, whatever's easiest for you. So thank you so much for joining us. Let's get this warm and cozy meal started by showing you the ingredients. All right, my Farmhouse family, here are the ingredients for this dinner. So you are gonna need 2 pounds of beef stew mix. We're gonna use 1 pound, or not 1 pound, 1 package, actually it is 1 pound, of egg noodles. You can use whatever kind of pasta you want, or if you wanted to use rice. You're gonna need a total of 3 cups of water, 1 medium onion. You're gonna need 1/4 cup of the Sean Connery sauce, 1/4 cup of soy sauce, 3 tablespoons of whatever kind of oil you want to use. Now, mushrooms were not on the ingredient list. I found this recipe, like I said, off of allrecipes.com, but I thought, mushrooms sounded delicious in this, so we want to go ahead and add those. We just need a packet here of the brown gravy mix, some garlic powder, salt, and pepper. Let's get this started. All right, so let's get this onion chopped up. You may hear some talking in the background. I love when I'm making my dinner and we've got Mr. Joey and Jay's hanging out together in the living room. I've got Kodiak around me, the cats are around me. Like this is what makes mama happy in life. All right, so we're just gonna get this thing chopped up. I could use my food chopper, but all we're using is an onion. And like I said, or I might have said in the menu when I posted the menu for the week, we're having roasted broccoli with dinner tonight because, I mean, the only really veggies in here are the mushrooms and the onions. So I want to make sure we get some more veggie. And I love some roasted broccoli. So good. All right, so let's chop this onion up. I always like to use sweet onions. Does anybody else do that? Like whatever recipe calls for onion, you just always use sweet onions. First of all, they're so much less offensive to my eye. They don't make me cry like regular onions. All right, almost there. It is a beautiful Sunday here in North Carolina. Of course, it's the first day of fall, and it's like, I have noticed this the past few years that the temperature goes up high on the first day of fall, and then it goes down after that, and that's exactly what's happening again this year. I love weather. I love especially because I love fall and winter so much, and just because we live in North Carolina, we don't get like high chances of snow every year where we live. And so it's always like really exciting to follow predictions and all that kind of stuff. Y'all, I still did not buy that knife sharpener and I really need to. We got to get on that. All right, this onion looks, dryer's done. This onion looks nice and chopped up. So we are gonna go over to the stove. All right, because I am cooking mine in the oven, I wanted to make sure that I use like a heavy pan or a Dutch oven, whatever you want to call it. So let me grab some oil to put in here. All right, I also picked up my onions, and so the recipe called for about 3 tablespoons of oil, whatever, oil you want to use. I'm pretty sure that this pot's going to be big enough, but we shall see. So the first thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and put your chopped onion into the oil, and you're going to let this cook about 5 minutes until the onions are translucent before we add our meat. All right, friends, so we went ahead and put the meat in. I didn't want you to have to watch that happening. It was just a lot of detail there. So the onions were translucent. We added the meat. Now we're just gonna let this cook for about 5 minutes or so until all the pieces of meat are browned. Y'all, this smells so good already. All right, that meat is definitely browned up. So the next thing that we need to do is add 2 cups of water. Easy enough. Cool beans. Then we are gonna add our soy sauce and our Sean Connery sauce, which are 1/4 cup each. All right, there's our soy. Sean Connery's going in. All right, perfect. And then let's see, Worcestershire sauce. All right, then we are gonna also add our garlic powder. I think they said, let me look back. I think it's a teaspoon. Y'all, I always write my recipes down so I can reference them as I'm cooking. Yeah, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, which I'll probably add more of because we're the garlic folks over here. Let me see if I can take this off. Okay. That's probably 2 teaspoons in ours, and that's okay. I'm also gonna add that can of mushrooms. So like I said, this is not in the original recipe. We just wanted to add them because we love mushrooms. Okay, and then about 1 teaspoon of salt. And then about 1 teaspoon of black pepper. Do a little wrista workout there. Give that a stir. Now, the next thing that I'm gonna do, we just wanna make sure that this comes to a boil first. And then, so let me turn up the heat just a little bit. It's almost there. And then I'm going to take this, so like you could keep it here on the stove and cover it up and cook for a couple hours, but I'm going to transfer mine to the oven. I just don't wanna run the gas range for that long. So, you know, that's what we're gonna do. You know, we're mixing it up. All right, so we're gonna wait for this to come to a boil, stick the lid on, and then it's gonna go in the oven. And I have my oven preheated for 350 degrees. All right, well, obviously this has come up to a rumbling boil. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick the lid on this and stick this in the oven. Now, I'm gonna have this in the oven for 1.5 hours. And once that timer goes off, I'm going to mix, and which I'll show you, but I'll mix my gravy packet with 1 cup of water and then pour it in and let it cook for the last ½ hour just so it thickens up. All right, so I'm gonna pop this in the oven. All right, friends, so I just took that out of the oven. It looks so good, and I'm surprised it really thickened up a lot. And now I'm going to add my brown gravy mix to 1 cup of water. Just gonna give that a whisk. And then I'm gonna pour this back in, and then it's going to go into the oven for 30 more minutes, and then that'll be the end of its cooking time. And then meanwhile, I will get the egg noodles cooked on the stove. Awesome. Here we go. Smells absolutely delicious. All right, the roasted broccoli just came out of the oven. I just added olive oil and then the Cavender's seasoning on it. Babe, you mind popping the top there? The dramatic reveal. It looks absolutely delicious. So we gotta give this little dinner a little taste test around. All right, Mr. Joey's getting ready to give it a taste test. I already tried some. It's awesome. I know. It's really good. Oh my gosh. It's like, what would you say, babe? Like just like a real deep, like meaty gravy, hearty taste. You know what I mean?
Meat's really tender, so it's nice. It falls apart.
Yeah. And I almost feel like if you wanted to, if you didn't want noodles, like you could almost like treat it like a roast and do like potatoes and carrots in instead, or whatever you want to do. That's going to be a fun pot to clean. I'm going to go ahead and say that right now. But we haven't obviously put stuff on this one yet, but absolutely delicious. I tried it. Oh my gosh, yummy. My mouth is watering and I would like to eat dinner now. So thank y'all so much for watching, and we will see you in the next Farmhouse Table video. Bye.